Elliot and Jose, coming to you from Dreamland Comics here on CCW TV. Handing out life lessons, huh? Preachy, huh?
This is what Elliot's all about now, guys.
I'm
waiting for that awesome spin-off series from CCW, just called "Handing Out Life Lessons" with Elliot Serrano.
What would the acronym for that be?
I don't know.
Life Lessons with Elliot. That's what we'll call it. Would you guys watch that? All right, we are now at the part that we call Last Rants. And Last Rants is when we either revisit something that we've talked about before, open up a new can of worms, rave about something, rant about something. But this is kind of it's part rave, part rant, and you'll see why in a second. Because I think it had a little bit to do with the Batwoman kind of review rant that we had in the last segment, where you had some in the fanboy community rejecting Detective Comics because they felt that they were getting a female lesbian character, kind of forced on them.
Well, it could also be one of the other things that I made in the comment on the blog was that it could very well be that it's a strong female protagonist, and we all know that books with strong female protagonists don't really sell too well.
No, well,
so I think that has a lot to do with that. Has something also to do with the sales going down.
It's I'm sorry, in America, because
right.
in Europe and in Japan they don't have a problem with female protagonists.
Right.
And look at all the most popular characters and the most kick-ass characters in Japan and European literature. They're females. They're females. So yeah, you're right. Speaking of a strong female protagonist, featured in a book that we have reviewed before and that we enjoy, Power Girl, written by Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray, with art by Amanda Connor. Why do we bring this book up? Because we're not going to review Power Girl, but bring up...
I'll review it. It was really good.
It was really good.
This book is really fun, and it has been since issue 1, and if you're not buying it, you should be buying it if you just like a fun comic book. It's really awesome.
Well, Amanda Connor, a female artist, she's broken the barrier, as they say. One of the
glass ceiling.
The glass ceiling, maybe. She was listed.
She will be on Wednesday.
Among the Wizard top 10 artists.
I read about this on Bleeding Cool. Is that where you read it, or did you read it somewhere else?
I know, Bleeding Cool as well.
Okay.
And
just need to give Rich Johnson his props.
Oh yeah, aren't you wearing a Bleeding Cool shirt?
I am wearing it.
In any case, why is that such a big deal? She's the first female artist
in the history of Wizard Magazine.
And Wizard Magazine's been around 15 plus years.
Yes, more than that, yeah.
And she is the first artist to crack into the top 10.
And there have been a few women writers on the list, but she is the first women artist. And she's only been in the industry for like 20 years. Something like that.
That is really something. I mean, that is really, really something. And it brings me to think, what took so long? It's not like there aren't plenty of female artists out there. Colleen Doran.
Yeah.
She does. I mean, she's done like Eisner nominated stuff. Becky Cloonan. Nicola Scott.
Yeah, Nicola Scott. I think she'll be the next female you see on that list easily.
Is it because they're not marketed and pushed enough? Is it because I don't want to get on. Well, no, we are getting on a feminist rant. But this speaks again to the fanboy culture. Fanboys making this a boys' club. That the characters have to be, mostly about male machismo, power, dominance. And if the girls want to be a part of that club, they have to be willing to just play their role, be the cheesecake models, sit back, don't say anything when you're portrayed in certain ways in comic books. Otherwise, you get, criticized for not understanding the industry you're in.
Well, it's kind of odd that Amanda Conner makes the list because the character is Power Girl, which is you know what I'm saying? It's kind of what's the number one Power Girl attribute that every fanboy loves, and maybe that's why this book is selling. Maybe.
Well, how is Power Girl selling? I mean, is it?
It's in the top 100.
It's in the top 100, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I want to say the reason I would consider her is just because I think she's bringing some of her best work right now to Power
she
Girl.
is. I think she is.
I mean,
too.
she's done some stuff in the past, but right now, it seems like a perfect, like the stars are aligning themselves perfectly right now when it comes to this title.
Mm-hmm.
You have two great writers, a top artist, all these people, they all know each other, they're friends, so that there's a perfect synergy going on right now with the Power Girl title, and fortunately for Amanda Conner, she's getting some long overdue accolades.
I agree.
Long overdue accolades. But yeah, you're right. I mean, why, well, let's look at this cover right here, okay? There was some, remember when the title first started, and we got on our little kick about
the Adam Hughes covers,
the Adam Hughes covers, and the gratuitous or the cheesecake covers,
mm-hmm.
and the Power Girl covers were really accentuating her
mm-hmm.
her assets. Well, if you look at this cover here, this is I think Joey Q would call this a quiet cover.
It's a very quiet cover
because there's nothing. All you have are the female characters in here.
Mm-hmm.
And, and if anything, it's playing it up a bit for the humor, which is what I think Power Girl has always done. It's always played it up for the humor.
So your boy Jimmy Palmiotti, I don't know if he wrote this in here, but I might have a bone to pick with him.
Okay.
No. All right, it's Power Girl. Mm-hmm. This is the 5th issue now. In every issue, there's a joke about her boobs.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, okay.
I don't need to see that joke anymore. It's been done. I think it's played out already. You know what I'm saying? There's like 2 jokes in the first issue, and then there's been a joke about it somehow, either in a written joke or an artistic joke.
Right.
And then again, they get into it. There's another joke in here, and it's kind of like, all right, can we get past that? We get it. We know why people like her or why fanboys like her. But I think it's time for the writing to go beyond that.
Uh-huh.
That's just my mini rant right
there. I mean, I'm guessing though he does that in every book because every issue can be someone's first issue, and it's kind of like the 800-pound gorilla in the room. You acknowledge it and poking fun at it.
But every time though, like every issue.
Well,
I'm just saying it's getting old. That joke.
Well, it's kind of like in the Escape from New York. Snake Plissken. I thought you were taller, or I thought you were dead. I thought you were dead. And in every Escape from New York movie, there's a joke along those lines.
You mean all 2 movies?
Well, in the comic book too. I'm thinking about the comic book too.
Yeah.
In either case, I can see. But still, even so, I think that's kind of a subversive way.
It's not deterring me enough I'm not going to buy the book.
Right, no,
I'm just saying it's just this little thing.
I think he's just being subversive. He's just trying to be subversive against that whole thing and knowing, that's what, again, poking fun at, that's what fanboys are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And what fanboys are looking at, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But again, what took so long, guys? You tell us, what does a creator have to do? And can I tell you something right now? Do not give me the old, what counts is their work, man. It doesn't matter if they're a man or a woman, just that they do the best that they can do. It shouldn't matter. We shouldn't look at it that way. Because...
maybe at one point that will be true. But we shouldn't have to look at it. But you know what?
When you have
today is not that day.
Yeah, when you have just as many female creators working in the mainstream as you have male creators working in the mainstream, and again, I'm talking about mainstream work because female creators are thriving all over the independents.
All over the independents and all over the world. I mean, look at probably the highest paid artist every year in the world is Rumiko Takahashi. does Ranma half, Meisani Koku, Inuyasha. I think the amount of money she pulls on every year just from all of her comics and all of her animated series and all licensing is insane. And I know like 4 years ago she was the highest paid artist in the world, and she's a female. And a lot of female artists in Japan are thriving because, again, we don't have that problem that we have here.
We don't have the boys club mentality.
Exactly.
Right. And a lot of... I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No.
No, but again, I'm trying to wrap my brain around this, and I really just hope that now, with the Man the Counter, we're going to see a lot more recognition being given to female creators. And for those who saw my interview with Jenny Frison on the channel that I did for Geek to Me TV, she gives the argument that a lot of fanboys will give, that it doesn't matter if you're male or female, just do your work, do it right, be good, have a passion for it. None of that should matter. And I respect her for saying that. And I know she doesn't want to draw attention to the fact that she's female, okay? But come on, people. There is a reality in the world. The reality is sexism occurs, racism occurs, all sorts of discrimination occurs. Yes, it occurs in the comic book industry, okay? It doesn't. It might not occur as policy within companies, but it occurs as a part of culture, okay? When and I'm going to throw this out there too. When a female, and here's the thing that really, really, really cheeses me off, that when a female creator has a level of success and gains a bit of notoriety, what always happens after that? Oh, she must have done something to get there. She must have done something to get that job. Because I know, I'm not gonna name them specifically, but I know a female creator who, even to this day, rumors surround her about how she got her job, writing the books that she did. And every time I hear them, it just pisses me off.
Yeah, that's it is very prevalent, even in other. It's prevalent anywhere. Any of you guys who are big video game fans, you might not know about this, but there was a game, Assassin's Creed, that came out from Ubisoft a couple years ago, and the game's producer, Jade Raymond, was a woman. She just so happened to be an attractive woman. And you go onto any blog or any video game blog or forum when they're talking and they bring up Jade Raymond, it just it's all about how she's, how she got where she is, because that's how she looks. It's not because of the work that she does.
Right.
It's because of how she looks and what she must have done to get to that position.
Right.
It just happens everywhere.
And especially when it's obvious that these people have talent. It's one thing if they're putting out hack work and stuff like that, but no, they're doing really good stuff. They're doing really good stuff. With
the amount of stuff that Nick Bendis is doing, why aren't people like, why is he still writing these books so often? It's like, what did he do to get that job? You never hear anybody saying that. I think that's kind of going on. And that's why he's doing it. But can you imagine if the shoe was on the other foot?
Wow, yeah.
How is Jeff Loeb able to write this bullshit?
How is he getting so much work?
Yeah.
He must
be. You know what he's doing? Oh, you know what he must be doing?
He must be. Must be. Is that...
Doesn't really work when the shoe's on the other foot, right? No. Because it's not how it works.
No. And I know we're gonna catch shit for this, but you know what?
Yeah, we always do.
So what? I don't care. And for those of you who want to say that sexism doesn't occur in comics or in business in general, wake up. Wake up, guys. It's out there.
But anyway, congratulations to Amanda Conner.
Congratulations.
After decades of work in the industry, she. But then
Can you say that again? After how long?
Decades.
Decades. It's not like she was this hot new property that came out and busted out on the scene like Michael Turner.
Yeah.
You know, who just bam comes out and then before you know it, he's rocketing up the charts. You know, no, she has been in the industry for decades and has done just incredible work, and now is getting her recognition. Congrats to that. It's long overdue, and I can't wait to see the next one.
I think the next one is going to be Nicola Scott, because she, I wrote about this on the blog, DC's giving her the Wonder Woman Blackest Night miniseries, and Greg Rucka's writing it. So it's Greg Rucka's return to Wonder Woman, and Nicola Scott, who's been drawing the hell out of Wonder Woman in Secret 6. Like, that was the character, like, you can tell the affinity and the love that she has for Wonder Woman, for the work that she's doing at Secret Six in that Wonder Woman story arc. Oh, it's amazing. So she'll be the next one on there. I guarantee it. And it's not going to take another 15 years of Wizard for her to get there.
And you know, Nicole Scott's pretty hot. So
why? See,
she's got that going for her.
All right, I'm glad you said that last part.
Actually, she's
This is going to be another segment where I just storm off.
You doing this one under protest too?
Yeah.